This is the strongest I've ever seen you.
Yeah?
Yeah, the strongest I've ever, and I know you since you're 13. I think this impressed the shit out of me. Nothing impresses me. You know, I'm gonna tell you the truth, I don't lie.
Muhammad Ali's manager, Gene Kilroy, gets shocked by Mike Tyson's preparation ahead of the Jake-Paul clash. Fans and other boxing pros are still worried about the legend's health, as Tyson had to previously pull out from the fight due to an ulcer flare-up and was replaced by bare-knuckle boxer Mike Perry, whom Paul knocked out. However, Muhammad Ali's manager visited Mike Tyson and cleared the speculations on his health. Tyson himself mentioned about his health updates on Jake Paul's brother Logan Paul's podcast and said that he's feeling great after some severe medical conditions.
Physical health.
I'm doing great. You know, I had a problem. What was that stuff called again? Baby, what's that?
No.
Huh?
Ulcer.
Ulcer. I had an ulcer, yeah.
Oh, that's not that big. I mean, it's a big deal, but you can get past it.
Yeah, I got past it, thank God.
The age difference between both fighters is a major factor that has been criticized from the beginning. Many pros tried to stop Mike from fighting at this age as they think that it may cause some serious injuries and health issues. However, after getting warned by many pros, Mike Tyson stood firm on his thoughts of extinguishing Jake Paul on November 15th. He declared that he's ready for the fight, and anyone who thinks he's not ready or too old for the fight should come and say that to his face.
Right down that pipe. Tell people who are out there saying we think Mike's too old for this fight. Tell them what you think about that.
If you think I'm too old for this fight, you need to come tell me in my face.
Whoa.
You won't.
There is no doubt Jake Paul is a threat to Mike Tyson because of his youth. Tyson himself always pays tribute to Jake Paul for being a dangerous fighter, but still vows to end him on the fight night. He says that he respects Jake Paul as a fighter, but the fans are the one criticizing him for also being a YouTuber.
I take him serious, Mike, because
I take him extremely serious. I take him extremely serious. These people don't take him serious.
No, they don't, and it's such a mistake because he's a real killer, Mike. Like, he wanted.
Jake Paul's insistence on fighting Mike Tyson emphasizes his desire for high-profile bouts that elevate his boxing credibility. It signals a strategic move to generate buzz and attract fans from both boxing and influencer realms. Paul has already declared that it's Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson or nothing.
Do you look at him like a boxer, Mike, or is he a guy who was a YouTuber who was now fights?
I look at him as a very dangerous opponent, and I'm looking forward to extinguishing him.
Coming back to Gene Kilroy, one of the last remaining members of Muhammad Ali's inner circle, played a crucial role in guiding Ali's career, helping him rise to become a boxing legend and an international icon. Kilroy, who frequently called Ali his best friend, now recognizes a similar fighting spirit in Tyson. In the 7th episode of Behind the Mic, Kilroy shared his astonishment at Tyson's remarkable performance. "This is the strongest I've ever seen you. I know you since you're 13. I think this is so impressive. This impressed the shit out of me. Nothing impresses me," said Kilroy to Tyson.
Tyson or nothing, but first and foremost, he's healthy and feeling amazing and doing great in camp. And so, just being weeks away, I don't see anything going wrong, and November 15th is a go.
Tyson has made it clear to Kilroy that he doesn't feel limited by his age. "I don't know what the word old, I don't feel that," Tyson stated. Even as he nears his 60s, the boxing legend has upheld a demanding training routine that includes sparring, running, and intense boxing drills.
20 seconds.
Kilroy described Mike Tyson as a dedicated workaholic who trains and runs independently. He noted that Tyson's thoughts are often a mystery, emphasizing that few truly understand him, especially given the challenges he has faced.
Let me tell you about Mike Tyson. He's not afraid of work. He would get up and run by himself, do his own thing. He's a workaholic. He's a very unique individual. You never know the real Mike Tyson. I don't care who you are. He's his own person. You never know what he's thinking, but he's been through a lot.
Tyson and Paul also had a press conference where both exchanged brutal words and warned each other ahead of their clash.
I was ready before. You needed a little break. Your tummy hurt? Your tummy hurt still?
I feel a lot better now. I feel a lot better.
Clearly, Tyson was the crowd's favorite at the Jake Paul versus Mike Tyson press conference. When Paul was first posed a question, the audience at the Javits Center booed him, creating a perfect setup for his defensive response.
History, this is what it's all about for me, man. I'm a kid from Ohio. Hey, New York, shut the fuck up, New York. Hey, boo yourselves. Boo yourselves, New York. Hey, New York, New York, New York, you're just like Mike Tyson. You were good 20 years ago. Fuck you, New York.
At the press conference, Paul appeared frustrated as the crowd booed him every time he tried to talk. In response, he issued a harsh warning to Tyson, telling the audience that he's going to kill Mike Tyson on November 15th.
All the people in my comments saying, look at his power, he's going to get KO'd. People are yelling at me in the event. But what happens when I put this man to sleep? This shit is not a joke. He's saying that it's going to be my funeral. He's saying it's going to be my wake. He's going to kill Jake Paul, all of these things. And that's why I love Mike, I respect him, but we're not friends anymore. Until November 15th, I'm knocking this motherfucker out, and we're going to see who's dead. We will see who's dead. We will see who's dead, Mike.
Despite the doubts surrounding his fight with Tyson, Paul remains confident, promising to silence his critics once again. The match will feature 8 two-minute rounds, with Tyson eager to prove he can still compete at the top level. As the fighters traded words, it was clear that both were prepared to put on a thrilling show for their fans. "Let's meet in the middle," Paul challenged, to which Tyson responded, "Oh, we will see, buddy." In another press, the iconic heavyweight Tyson has cautioned Jake Paul to brace for a lot of pain and punishment in advance of their eagerly awaited fight next month.
I'm just curious if you saw Jake Paul's fat body videos and if you think he's taking his training seriously for you.
Listen, I think he's taking it very, very seriously because his health depends on it. And yeah, he's nobody I'm looking at. I'm not looking past him. I'm taking him lightly at all.
Mike Tyson thinks Jake Paul is approaching the fight very seriously, despite the problem child's antics leading up to the contentious showdown next month.
You be high when you fight Jake Paul.
Oh, I'm gonna be so high off life, yeah.
You be high on life. Will you be high on marijuana as well?
That's a possibility too.
It is a possibility.
Furthermore, Iron Mike Tyson believes he'll be high on life when he walks into the ring against Jake Paul on November 15th.
Mike Tyson's going to beat Jake Paul. You want to know how I know? Check out how little his head moves when they take off his headgear.
Yeah. I got a lot in me.
Bruh. That brother's so damn strong.
Yeah. Trust me. I got a lot in me.
His head. If his head that strong, the rest of his body. Look at it again.
Yeah, trust me. I got a lot in me.
Hey, if you snatched off my headgear, my head would move at least a little bit, dog.
Yeah, trust me. I got a lot in me.
His head ain't move.
Despite the excitement around his fights, Paul has been criticized for taking on Tyson due to the latter's recent health issues. Showbiz the Adult claims that at 58, Tyson still has the fire in him. After analyzing Tyson's recent sparring session, he stated that Tyson retains the aura and strength to compete against anyone today.
Never bet against Mike Tyson. He's my favorite boxer.
Yeah. You think he can, he's had a health scare and everything. He's only getting older.
Yeah. Father time undefeated, but you know what I'm saying, I still ain't gonna go against Mike Tyson against Jake Paul. Anything can happen in the boxing ring, but I ain't gonna go against Mike Tyson.
Rampage Jackson voiced his strong support for Mike Tyson, his favorite boxer. Despite Tyson's age and health issues, Rampage wouldn't bet against him. He recognized the unpredictability of the ring, but emphasized his loyalty and admiration for Tyson's legacy.
Hey, this motherfucker right now that everybody's gunning for, what's his name? Jake Paul.
How much money are we talking
Yeah, so let's just end it with that as we wrap this up. Mike Tyson, Jake Paul. Who's gonna win that?
Oh, I don't want to say anything, but listen, because obviously we all love Mike Tyson. He's old though, man. Jake can hit. Jake can hit. I think that fight can play out a couple different ways, but I think the longer it goes, I think Jake might be able to catch him. We'll see.
Wow.
Yeah, because I heard Jake got really good cardio, and
I mean, he's not a terrible boxer. I've watched all his fights. He's not a great boxer. He's nowhere near where Mike Tyson was. If it was a 16-year-old Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul now, I would put every penny on that Mike Tyson. But
of course.
But age is a motherfucker, dude. Excuse me,
Former mixed martial artist, referee, and bare-knuckle boxer Chris Lieben expressed his view that Jake Paul is not on the same level as Mike Tyson. However, he highlighted age as a significant factor, believing that Paul's youth and ability to hit harder will ultimately give him the edge over Tyson.
Well, that's also outstanding as this fight in Riyadh. Mike Tyson at his age is facing a YouTuber that is much younger and hungry and capable of boxing as well. So it's going to be a good example for people that are at Mike's age.
Yeah.
It's also actually a good example for me to keep on punching, so to speak, and hopefully, and I look forward to that match as well. You can only be too old in your mind.
Yeah.
If you control your mind, you control everything in your life.
Tyson Fury is confident that Mike Tyson will surprise everyone and teach the problem child a lesson when they finally face off. The Gypsy King said, "Listen, if Mike Tyson hits anybody, I don't care if he's 90, he's gonna knock them out cold, ain't he? Obviously, I have to back Mike Tyson. I'm named after the legend and I'll back him. As he always backs me, I'm backing Mike for the knockout. Come on, Mike." Boxing heavyweight legend Vladimir Klitschko lauded the fight, viewing Mike's continued presence in the ring as a powerful example of perseverance. He believes that age is merely a number and is even considering a return to boxing after witnessing Mike's performance at this stage of his life.
I will not be watching. I think it's a joke fight. You could tell just by how they've been interacting with the face-off and the press conference. That's not the Mike Tyson who's coming to rip your head off. That ain't Iron Mike.
Curtis Blades expressed his discontent with the fight, stating he wouldn't even watch it if it took place on July 20th. In an interview, he described the matchup as a joke fight and confirmed that he wouldn't be tuning in.
I think, Mike still looks like a superhuman for 58, but he's still 58 years old, and he shouldn't be fighting anymore. I don't think it's safe. I think it's dangerous. At that age, your heart might explode. He gets hit in the head, he might have a brain bleed. I mean, the guy, that's what I hope for. I hope that Mike Tyson makes it through injury-free and doesn't get hurt. But I don't like the fight. Jake's in his mid-20s. He's doing every chemical known to man. He's literally a lab project. They're just juicing him up, him and his brother. Yeah. Everybody knows that. The machine's behind him, juicing him up, putting every chemical known to man. So I think it's going to end bad. I think, Jake's going to probably knock him out within the first 2 minutes. And if he doesn't, then it'll be because he's carrying him and he's trying to make the freak show look like it's a competitive fight. But I hate the fight. I think it takes away from Mike Tyson's legacy when a guy like this comes in and beats him.
UFC star Colby Covington was strongly opposed to the fight, worried about Mike Tyson's health given the age difference. Covington thought the bout might hurt Tyson's legacy and even accused Jake Paul and his brother Logan Paul of using steroids.
He looks great on the mitts, but that doesn't mean that as much as I know.
Yeah.
I can look good on the mitts.
Yeah. Yeah. I tell people that, bro, mitts doesn't show anything. Yeah.
Especially if you watch in 30-second clips. What you want to see is him sparring. You want to see him hitting the bag for multiple rounds. You'd want to see, let's see 3 rounds hard on the bag. I'm going to see what you could do. I want to see how your feet move. I want to see what it looks like if you're off balance when you're throwing combinations. You look like Tyson.
Jake Paul's girlfriend, Yuta Leardom, has admitted that the problem child could get knocked out by boxing legend Mike Tyson in their clash next month. In an interview with The Hollywood Reporter, she said, "The progression Jake has made is not normal. Other athletes, they make a few percentage points of progression a year, if at all. Jake makes so much in a year. So I do trust his skills. I'm very proud of him. But of course, Mike Tyson could give one punch that is harder than Mike has ever thrown, and it will be lights out for Jake." Joe Rogan noted that while Tyson impresses with his mitt work, it doesn't represent the intensity of real training or fighting. He emphasized that Tyson's mitt striking, though noteworthy, fails to capture the full demands of an actual bout.
This is immediately he's in there with Mike Tyson. That Mike Tyson, at least for a round or two,
first time he gets
Tyson.
Cracked, it's gonna. I guarantee you, his head's gonna be like, oh shit.
It's gonna be interesting to see what happens.
How many rounds is it?
I think it's 8.
Yeah.
8 2-minute rounds.
That are 2 minutes?
Yeah, I think they're doing 2-minute rounds. Do they have 10-ounce gloves or 12-ounce gloves, Jamie? 14 ounces. That's so sparring gloves.
Nonetheless, Rogan believes Jake Paul will feel some level of fear when he sees Mike Tyson standing across the ring from him.
How do you feel about this Tyson fight?
I love Mike, and I hate talking about it because he always gets mad at me when I talk about this stuff.
I eat your asshole alive, you bitch!
When the fight happens, he'll be 58 years old. There'll be a 31-year age difference between these two. And, Jake Paul did fight a kid his age, and he lost. I don't know, man.
I feel how you feel. But as fighters, we are a little different to where we always have a round in us. Doesn't matter how old we get, we always have a round left.
No, I get it.
UFC CEO Dana White has recently voiced his frustration with Mike Tyson's willingness to accept fights despite his age.
I mean, look at the training footage. That pop is still there. That explosive speed and power is still there. I think this, obviously he's still a 58-year-old Mike Tyson, but he's still got it, in my opinion. And So that bodes well for going out, and this is probably ending within the first or second.
Evander Holyfield believes it could be a competitive affair. Speaking to Fight Hub TV, Holyfield warned the 27-year-old that if he stays on the outside, then he will get caught. He stated, "I don't know how much confidence that Jake Paul has and all of that, but he's going to be a lot quicker. If he stays close to Mike, then his chance of winning is going to be great. But if he tries to stay back from Mike, he's going to get caught. Mike is like a snake. He'll pop out on you. He gets there too quick. But if you charge him, you're going to smother him. He push off his legs so he's too close. But if you give him room, everybody gets knocked out going backwards. Give him room, you're going to be messed up." It is believed by UFC legend Randy Couture that Tyson still possesses the knockout power to defeat any opponent. After viewing training footage of Tyson, Couture commented that even at 57, Tyson remains fully capable of knocking out Jake Paul.
Mike right now is a guy that's happy in his own skin. He feels good. He's 50-something, and this might not be the best thing for him. I think it's going to be 2-minute rounds. He still looks like a guy that if he hits you, he can knock you out. And Jake Paul has, while he hasn't cracked the top 10 of boxing, maybe he actually has as a cruiserweight. He's shown he's a great athlete, and he's got like a will to win. He really he fights to win. He doesn't go there to play games. So it's good.
Michael Buffer believes it's going to be an interesting fight. Buffer says that even though Tyson feels confident going into this fight, it's not the right move for him to get in the ring at this age.
That's a tricky one. I mean, I think everyone, when it comes to a Mike Tyson fight, even today, want to see this big legendary Mike Tyson knockout. But Logan Paul and Jake Paul have a wonderful gym, Problem Child gym down there in Puerto Rico, where I once got to visit, and I was blown away by. They have every modern training thing you could possibly think of, surrounded by the best professionals. And I know you see them in all these social and these influence videos and all this different content creation. They have such an arrogance and such a bravado, but if you've ever met either of the Pauls, they seem to be the most disciplined guys in the room. So as much as I love Mike Tyson...
WWE Undisputed Champion Cody Rhodes acknowledged that while fans want to see a legendary Mike Tyson knockout, Jake and Logan Paul train at a top-notch gym in Puerto Rico, showcasing impressive discipline despite their bravado. Ultimately, he believes Jake Paul will come out on top.
Then he gonna take... I don't see Jake beating him because he's very hard to hit still when he's in shape, and he's still a very hard puncher when he's in shape. Now,
Ken Shamrock, however, believes Jake Paul cannot win, no matter the fight's outcome. While recognizing Paul's achievements in boxing, Shamrock stated that a victory over Tyson would generate negative sentiment within the sport. He remarked, "If Paul wins, there's a huge bad taste in the world of boxing. It's a disappointment to an organization that has loved Mike Tyson. It is like the death of somebody, and it should be victorious for Jake Paul, and I think on that small group of people that are following, yes, but in that whole atmosphere of boxing, it's going to feel like somebody died." Roy Jones Jr., who fought Tyson in their 2020 exhibition match Lockdown Knockdown, remains acutely aware of Tyson's formidable power, even in his later years.
Listen, I'm all for boxing and all for big fights, but Mike Tyson is a legend, and no matter how great he was in the past with the ferocious style that he had and punches that he thrown and knocking everyone out, 58 years old is old for a fighter. And Jake Paul has the youth on the side, and with each fight he is getting better and better. So it's just, I think it's a hard fight to watch. It will be a hard fight to watch because you just don't want to see Mike. If Mike comes out and knocks him out, then we're going to be like, listen, he's, so the power, I think, is the last thing to go. But at 58 years old, how much power is left? And, we do see short clips, but you're right, we're not sure what happens before and after those clips.
Yeah.
So, we'll see.
Lennox Lewis also expressed confidence in Tyson's chances against Paul, despite the 31-year age difference between the two of them. If he's in good shape, he should be able to take it, Lewis said. Joseph Parker believes that Mike's age is not on his side. He believes the saying of power going last, but also questions how much power is left when you're 58 years old. He says that Mike looks in good shape, but it will be a hard fight to watch. The countdown is here for boxing fans eager to watch former heavyweight champion Mike Tyson, 58, face YouTuber-turned-fighter Jake Paul, 27, in the ring this November. Netflix, the platform streaming the event, has just unveiled a trailer that highlights why the fight between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson will eclipse all other happenings in combat sports.
Everyone has a plan until they get punched in the mouth.
Yo, listen, you hear that? Killers in the jungle.
Netflix recently released another new trailer, Countdown Paul vs. Tyson, with 2 episodes on November 7th, then episode 3 on November 12th, leading up to the fight at AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas, which airs live on Netflix on November 15th at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
I won't do anything if I don't risk being embarrassed. Like now, I want to fight this young motherfucker.
As the most anticipated fight between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson on November 15th gets closer, excitement rises amongst fans. So what do you think about this fight? Will Mike Tyson be able to show his raw power against the problem child? Share your thoughts in the comment section, and make sure to subscribe and like if you enjoyed the video. Also, check our other videos.